Hi everyone, welcome back to PARQUET, episode 19. So, it looks like it's going to be the end for Tsubasa. So now that she has regained most of her memories, she feels that she is hurting other people. So, originally, Tsubasa just wanted to live longer. So her old body was sickly and it didn't live long. But thanks to technology and Hashihime-san, Tsubasa was able to find a new body to extend her life. But it came at the expense of sacrificing Rino. So Tsubasa feels that, well, I'm hurting Rino. I am ruining her future. So she might have had a better future if I was not grafted onto her. So basically, Tsubasa is ready to accept that, well, I was meant to be dead, so I'll end my life here and I'll give Rino back her body. So right now, it's night and Rino is reading from Tsubasa. So I wonder what Tsubasa will say to Rino. So first, Tsubasa will disclose about what happened with the incident. So what happened during the fight with Hashihime. Okay, so first, let's hear Tsubasa speak.
Ohayo, Rino-kun.
So good morning, Rino-kun.
こうして話すのも何度目になるのか。改めて考えるととても奇妙な気がする。
So I believe this is one of the few times we converse with each other.
話すっていうよりも手紙のやり取りみたいだもんね。急にこんなことを言うなんて変だと思うかな。いや、ごめん、無駄話ばっかり。それよりもちゃんと報告しなきゃね。よく聞いてほしい。ようやく僕は記憶を取り戻したよ。生前の僕の記憶だ。
So, the memories of when Tsubasa was in her sickly body.
リノ君のおかげだ。本当にありがとう。それで伝えなきゃいけないことがあるんだ。
So, it's hard for Tsubasa to say this.
ごめん。この面倒はすべて僕が原因だった。僕は死にたくないと思ったから BMI の研究をしてた。
Okay?
それでダメなら仕方がない。諦めるしかない。そう思ってた。でも死が間近に迫ると僕はその恐怖に耐えられなくなった。だから僕は逃げたんだ。
So, it kind of hurts.
ごめん。
Sorry.
謝って許されることだとは思わない。でも謝らないのも違うから。本当にごめんなさい。それで謝罪の他にも言っておかなきゃならないことがある。今後のことだ。
So, what's next?
記憶を取り戻すことができたんだ。これ以上迷惑はかけられない。っていうのは偉そうだね。原因は僕なのに。ごめんね。 でもなんというか言葉を見つけられなくて、まだ僕の頭も整理が追いつかないというか。
So maybe I have not fully come to terms with everything. But
でも気持ちの整理はついてる。リノ君に体を返す。もう少し時間はかかるけどちゃんと返す。
so it'll take some time.
今まで本当にごめんなさい。それとありがとう、僕を助けてくれて。
But anyways, thank you for helping me.
これからは昼に変な食べ物を食べることもなくなるから安心していいよ。
And no more fatty foods with lots of calories.
今更だけど僕は自分が愚かなことをした責任を取る。これはそれだけのことだ。だからリノ君は気にせず自分の体が取り戻せることを喜んでほしい。なんていうのはうぬぼれか。リノ君には幸せに過ごしてほしい。
But I want you to be happy.
幸せになってもらえたら僕としても嬉しい。ってそれを邪魔してたのは僕だっつーの。なんてごめん、笑えなかったかな。
Oops, so that was not very funny, was it?
僕なんかが言うべきことではないかもしれないけど、今までありがとう。どうか元気で、そしてどうか幸せに。
Okay, so how does Rino feel? So I sit on the sofa and look up at the second floor, and it should be about time for her to wake up. So is she awake and watching the video message now? And how will she react to it? Will she be angry or sad? And no doubt, she'll have conflicting feelings. And even I don't know what to do. Oh, so I'll just keep staring and waiting for her to come down. Until finally, the door opens. Okay, so she's here.
なんで私睨まれてるの？
No, so I'm not glaring.
そうならいいんだけど。
If you say so. Ibuki-san walks down the stairs, her expression unpredictable. Oh, so undecipherable. She looks pretty much normal as far as I can see. Good morning.
おはよう。
Good morning. And she's still working on those greetings.
体の調子はどう？
I'm fine. So my mouth's still healing though, so I got to be careful when eating.
夕食はどうする？
So anyways, what do you want for dinner? So as long as it's not spicy, then I should be able to eat it. So I've healed well enough.
わかった。じゃあ、まあ、いつも通り適当に。
Okay then.
あ、そうだ、バイトは？私は今日出ようと思ってるんだけど。
Oh, so time for work.
伊吹くんの調子も戻ってるなら、一人でも平気だろうし。
Okay, so I'll just go to work now. Yeah, I'll be fine. And I don't want you to take off work anymore. Well, actually, maybe I should go as well.
今日から？念のためにもう一日くらい休んだ方がよくない？
Well, I don't think you've recovered enough to return to work, so for now, you stay here. But Kanto thinks otherwise, so I think I've rested long enough.
本当に？
Really? Yeah, well, I think you can have your bed back, and I'm feeling good enough for my sleeping bag. So thanks for letting me borrow it, by the way, so I slept really well.
そう、わかった。
Okay, I get it.
無理してるわけじゃないのなら。
That's true. And did Kino-san not tell her?
おはよう、二人とも。
Okay, so Kanto reports to work anyways.
おはようございます。
久しぶりだね、いぶきくん。明けましておめでとう。
Happy New Year?
体の方はもういいの？
So, are you all good now? Yeah. So sorry for taking off on such short notice. But I'm sure for medical reasons, that's acceptable.
仕方ないよ。体調が悪かったなら。
That's true.
正直困りはしたけどね。だから今日からまたよろしくね。
But I'm glad that you're all well and safe. Okay, I'll do my best to make up for my absence.
って言っても体調優先で。
But first, prioritize your health, so don't hurt yourself just to make up for lost work.
調子良くないなって思ったらすぐに言って。
I will, thanks. So I keep an eye on Ibaraki-san as we work. However, she's just going about business like usual.
やっぱり睨んでるよね、私のこと。
And back to the usual, Well, I'm not, I swear.
でも、何か言いたいことがあるんでしょ？
Well, if you have anything you want to say, then say it.
なんかずっと視線を感じるし。
So your glare is bothering me.
そんなにじっと見られてると落ち着かない。
Sorry. She's right. I won't gain anything from just staring at her. But I want to know if you saw Kito-san's message when you woke up.
ああ、そっか。翼さんから聞いてるのか。そりゃそうか。
So, yes.
それで私の反応が気になって、ずっと様子を伺ってたわけね。
So, Kito-san did not avoid the topic. She told me everything. And now she knows. Oh, so Kito or Tsubasa told Rino everything. But
そういうことなら気になるのも当然か。
so why is she acting so calm about this? So Ibaraki-san?
リノちゃん、ちょっといい？
But first, work.
はい、すぐに行きます。とりあえず、今は仕事。話は仕事が終わってから。
Okay. There you go. And we're still on the clock. And honestly, this is something we need to sit down and talk over. In private. Sorry, so I'll get back to work.
よろしく。
Okay. She trots over to Kumano-san.
ラッピング手伝って。
わかりました。
ありがとう。やっぱり二人がいてくれると助かるわ。マジで。
すみません。連日休んでしまって。
いや、仕方ないことだよ。別に文句を言いたいわけでもない。二人が働いてくれるありがたみを感じたってこと？
力になれてるなら嬉しいです。
そりゃもう。今後ともよろしくね。
Okay?
はい。
リノちゃん？
Rino-chan?
いえ、よろしくお願いします。
And it doesn't seem like she's completely unaffected.
二人ともお疲れ様。
Okay, so it's now the end of the shift.
お疲れ様でした。
Good night. So after work, we walk back together, and the chilling touch of winter is still strong, and it's been more than a week since the year started, and the festive mood is pretty much over. And the typical bustle of the town has taken over. I keep being amazed at how many people there are walking around this late as I glance at Iraki-san's profile. I don't know how to broach this topic though. So after a while, the number of people on the street dwindles, and it's time for most businesses to close up for the night.
それで申し送りのことだっけ?
Okay, so Ibaraki-san is the one who speaks first, perhaps noticing my gaze. So I'm curious about what she told you.
全部聞いた。
Everything.
恐怖に負けたってこと。私の体を奪うことになっても死にたくなかったってこと。全部翼さんが教えてくれた。
Oh. And her tone is pretty much flat. I can't see any difference in her demeanor. Well, I'm sorry.
なんで伊吹くんが謝るの?
Well, I know it's not something you can't just forgive, but try not to blame her too much if you can.
でもやっぱり伊吹くんが謝るのは変でしょ。
Well, I still feel like I should say something. So tell me if there's anything I can do. So just please don't,
ストップ。私は別に責めるつもりはない。
Wait, you're not?
そんな不機嫌そうに見えた。
Well, no, so not at all.
でしょ?
Really? So that's your answer?
だって知ってたし。
Hmm? Wait, what? So you did?
ごめん、伊吹くん。私、嘘をついてた。私がお金のために受けた実験のこと。何も知らないって言ったのは嘘。
Okay, so Rino has more details to reveal. Then you,
翼さんが語ってくれたこと、本当は全部知ってた。BMI の実験で他人の意識を移植することも、その結果、自分の体が奪われるかもしれないことも。
So I knew the risks of accepting this.
私は分かった上で受け入れた。
And I gave consent. So her confession fries my brain. Wait, so she knew and accepted despite that?
今まで知らないふりをしてたのは翼さんが覚えてないみたいだったから。自分の命惜しさに私の体を奪おうとしたなんて本人に言えないし、言ったところでどうにかなる問題でもないし。
Wait, so I mean, well, I never understand that, but why? And why do you agree to something like that?
前にも言わなかった。お金のため。
But at this point, Reno mentions that, well, it's more than money. There you go, so I know that, but what good money is if you are dead? And the ends don't exactly justify the means here.
どうでもよくなったからっていうのも前に言った気がするな。そんな毎日だと視野が狭まるっていうか、全てがどうでもよくなるっていうか。
Okay?
最終的には自分は何のために生きてるんだろう。生きてる意味があるの？なんてことまで考えて。それならそれでいい。というか、その方がいいと思ってた。
So basically, I didn't really care about my life back then, so why?
私がいなくても世の中は回るから。
So the world keeps changing without or with me.
私がいなくても誰も困らないし、世界はいつも通り何も変わらない。でも翼さんは違う。BMI の研究をしてて、結果も残してて。
So basically, I feel that Tsubasa-san has a brighter future than me.
私よりも生きる意味がある人だった。
There you go.
それに翼さんは生きたいって強く願ってた。私とは違って。
Okay, so you see polar opposites. So for Tsubasa, she wants to live longer, whereas for Rino, it's like, well, I don't care if I'm dead because everything will pass over and I'll be forgotten. So you wanted her to live more than you wanted to live yourself?
そういうこと。
And she simply nods.
だから別に翼さんが謝る必要なんてないのに。私はもともとそういうつもりだったんだから。
Well, I mean, yeah, but still. So, Ibaraki-san? I realize she's not talking to me at this point, and her words are directed at herself, and she's assuring herself. And what can I even say to her? So back then, I heard the regret in her voice, and there are people who wanted her, and I was awestruck. And there are people who care about her, and I was envious. And I had none of those. No family, no friends, and if I died, not a single person would care. In fact, no one would even notice. I wanted someone to acknowledge me, to notice me, someone, anyone. But my world won't keep turning if you are not in it. So I couldn't have made my Christmas memories if you were not in my life. I would not have had soba or gone into the shrine. And you've always been in my world. So I'd be lost without you. And you're talking about the past. I doubt you feel the same way now.
なんでそう思ったの？
Because of the time we spent together. I remember everything we've experienced since the moment we met. And she smiles. She got mad at me sometimes. She said she was happy, and you've never seemed miserable to me. And she looks up at the night sky. I want to know how you feel about life now.
私よりも翼さんの方が価値があると思ってるのは今も同じ。でも自分には価値がないからどうでもいいっていうところは違うかもしれない。
So I admit that I'm less cyclical now. So I do have a more positive mind than before. And maybe she's reflecting on the past, or maybe she's just trying to hide her expression. Or maybe it's something entirely different. But I cannot tell.
最初は多分翼さんと申し送りを始めたことだった。必要最低限なことから始まって、一緒に過ごす時間とともに報告することが増えて、なんとなく翼さんに報告できることを探すようになって、周囲に目を向けて。
Right.
私が世界に影響を与えないとか、そんなのどうでもよくなってた。気づいたら楽しいって思えるようになってた。
Yes.
クリスマスも正月も楽しかったし、 花見だって期待してる。
Right.
そんな風に思えるようになったのは翼さんのおかげ。翼さんが一緒だったから。
Mm-hmm.
だから私は一緒にいたい、翼さんと。
So I want to be with her. So basically, she's my only friend and company.
でもそれを言ってもどうにもならないし、翼さんを追い詰める。
But at this rate, it's impossible. Hiro-san is convinced that she's inconveniencing and impeding Reno's life, or Ibaraki-san's life. And as long as her feelings on the matter stay the same, she'll continue to blame herself. Even if Ibaraki-san knows the risks and accepted them. She'll keep associating the experience with anxiety and guilt.
そもそも私が適当な気持ちで実験を受けたからこんなことになった。不用意なことして苦しめるようなことはしたくない。でもこれからも二人でいたい。だから
But
どうすればいいのかもうわからないや。
so I don't know what to do anymore. And I finally realized why Ibaraki-san seemed so nonplussed this evening. Because no matter how much she racked her brains, no answer came. And the harder she thought, the more painful it became, the more she became crushed under the weight of the stress. And she tried to act unaffected. So what will happen if Tsubasa-san gets her memories back? And she'd be thinking about this all the time. Just like Kiro-san was.
どうすればいいんだろう。
So what should I do? She stands still and mutters. And the question is more aimed at the night sky she's staring up at, instead of anyone in particular. And you could say that she's raising the question to God. However, he won't answer her. But I'm sure he has a perfect solution in the works, and it takes time for it to come to action. So, well, you could always lean on someone. For example, a friend. And instead, I will answer her. Well, I don't want Kiro-san to go away either. Or you, for that matter. I stand in front of her and just speak the words welling in my heart. Not because I was commanded to, but because I genuinely want to stay with them as well. I want to help them from the bottom of my heart. Because you're the first friend I've ever made. And friends help each other. Right. I can't believe how dumb I was. So Christmas was so much fun. And I wasn't even alone for my yearly shrine visit. And I finally have someone who will call me their friend. And they are right in front of me. So she lowers her gaze to meet mine. Her round, beautiful eyes are fixated on me. And I want to have more fun together. She looks away from me again in silence. She hangs her head, pressing her forehead against my chest.
私だって
So do
そう
I.
思ってる。さっきの訂正する。3人でいたい。これからも。
So I want all three of us to stay together.
だからごめん、頼らせて、お願い、助けて。
So please help me, please save me. Okay. I agree. It would be much better to watch the flowers blooming together, all three of us, for spring. And I gently stroke her hair.
ありがとう。
Thanks. She doesn't seem to also prone to raising her head. So we stay in this position until she calms down.
PARQUET. Ohayo.
Okay, so it's now daytime. So it's the following morning. And Kino-san comes down the stairs looking much calmer than she had yesterday. And telling Ibaraki-san the truth must have lifted a huge weight off her shoulders.
お、伊吹くん？
So nothing. Oh, good morning. Let's see. Kiro-san?
今日もいい天気だね。寒いけど。
Yeah. She stands in front of me, trying to make small talk. But then she stares straight at me and cuts to the chase.
言えたよ。
So I told her
ちゃんと伝えることができた。
everything. I know. She told me,
そっか。
oh,
リノくん、何か言ってた？
so how did Rino-kun respond?
いや、やっぱりいい。何も言わないで。
Well, never mind. But there's something I like to ask of you. So what is it?
なんだろう。
So about your plans to disappear. Okay. So what does that mean exactly? I know it's Ibaraki-san's body, and I imagine she can't literally die in it.
木戸翼という意識を消す。と言っても、すでに移植した記憶が完全に消せるわけじゃないからね。僕という意識を崩す。そんな BMI のプログラムを組んだ。
Okay, so I'll write a program to terminate my memories.
平気だよ。すでに必要な記憶も取り戻してある。
So I can do it. Wait, so do you complete it already, or will it take more time?
そうだね。1週間程度はかかるかな。
About 1 week.
アインザッツでのバイトもあるしね。
And plus, I still have work.
シフトはもう伝えてるんだ。いきなり休んだらマスターに迷惑をかけるだろ。
So basically, I have to resign from that place first before I disappear.
やり残しのないようにしておきたい。立つ鳥後を濁さずってね。ごめん。なんだか朝からしんみりさせたかな。
Well, don't worry about that.
ありがとう。さてと、そろそろ行こうか。
Okay, so time to work.
いらっしゃいませ。
There you go.
こちらの席へどうぞ。
And I watched her work for a while, and she's the usual cheery self. And actually, she might be even more joyful than usual. Is it because she finally told Ibaraki-san the truth? Or is she just trying to enjoy the time she has left? Or perhaps it's neither. Well, no doubt she's experiencing a tempest of feelings right now, and I can't even begin to imagine what it feels like. However, she doesn't let it show on her face. And that's how strong her determination is. So Ibaraki-san is right. If she tries to persuade her, it will only make her feel worse.
こんにちは、伊吹くん。
Ooh, so law enforcement.
体の方はもう平気か？顔のあざは残ってるようだが。
Thanks. So I'm feeling good enough. I can't talk if you need to.
ならちょっと付き合ってくれるか？で、そもそも伊吹くんが狙われた理由についてだが。
Okay, so some questioning. So I witnessed her brutalizing those two men in the alleyway. But other than that, I don't know what I did to her. I gave them a purposefully vague answer. Well, to be honest, I couldn't come up with anything better, and I hope it's convincing enough.
そっか。うん、わかった。
So I just saw them, and she beat me up to suppress it. Well, by the way, so did she say anything?
特には何も。伊吹くんが言った通り、見られたからと考えるのが妥当だろう。
So she really has not said anything.
そういうわけじゃない。
Not quite. So they tell me that Hashihime-san didn't display any defiance during questioning. Is it because she saw no sense in it, or because she didn't care? Apparently, she answered all the questions truthfully. In order to hack into a BMI, you need to make adjustments to the target device first. Probably in order to pair up the two devices you want to connect through the HIA line. And what allowed Hashihime-san to do such thing was her occupation. So basically, she's an expert at doing this. So it is a little relieving to know that not everyone can pull those antics without putting a serious target on their backs now. So pretty much she deliberately wanted to attack. She also explained to the police why she did what she did.
私の親は家の中と外では別人だった。家の中ではいつも怖い顔で怒っているのに、一歩外に出たらニコニコ笑って。子供の頃は大人はみんなそうなんだろうって思ってた。でも、いつの頃からか、それは勘違いなのかもしれないと思うようになった。私はそれを認められなかった。私の家が特別なわけじゃない。誰だって必死に我慢してるに違いないって。
So, out of jealousy.
だから幸せそうな人を見ると、この人は裏にどんな苦労を隠してるんだろうって気になった。
And lack of trust.
その苦労を分かち合えたらいいなって。あのサイトもそう。みんなで苦労を分かち合えればいいなって思った。きっと自分の家が特別不幸だったなんて思いたくなくて。だから私は。
And I thought I would find like-minded people. And whether she's being honest or just trying to elicit sympathy, I don't know. And she only seemed to be able to communicate in her twisted terms. And perhaps her story is true. But whatever the case is, I can't sympathize with her. It doesn't seem like Ibaraki-san or Kido-san can come up in any of her confessions either. Well, I like to think that my soul expansion did its job. I know it's a little late to ask, but is it really okay for me to know all that?
動機に関してはマスコミにも同じことを言ってる。
So, this is public knowledge.
覗き見ができるということは、 ここだけの話にしておいてくれ。
But we'll keep the hacking a secret.
下手に噂が立てば、模倣しようとする奴は絶対にいるだろうからな。
Because it might incentivize future criminals. So they too might find ways to hack into the BMI via the HIA line as well. Alright. So what will happen to her then? Well, I'm sure they don't know.
正直に言うとよくわからない。
There you go.
余罪があるんだ。今までの BMI 犯罪にも関わってる可能性が出てきた。
So that'll be up to the judge.
どこまで罪が重くなるかはそれ次第だな。
I see.
あ、そうだ。余罪といえばキャバクラの一件は覚えてるよね。ドリームダイブの。
Going back to Dream Dive. Yeah, so I remember. So they use BMI to alter the visual feedback of their clients so that the girls that they were paying for appeared like models and celebrities. And it wasn't that long ago, in fact. It was even the talk of downtown for a good while.
あの一件にも橋姫ひなぎくんが関係してたらしいんだよ。
So apparently, Hashihime had some involvement as well.
店の経営じゃなく例のシステムの方でな。
So she provided the technology. Really? Well, I'm actually just feigning surprise. So the system that they had in place led us to a fragment of Kido-san's memory. I wouldn't ever forget such a thing. However, answering that I already knew would be suspicious.
他人の BMI を覗き見たり、他人の容姿を置き換えてみたり。結局、愉快犯なんでしょうかね。
So pretty much, she's facing big charges.
本人は酔っ払いが嫌いだったなんてことも言ってたらしい。正直どこまでが本当なのかはわからん。
Well, I'm sure that's what the trial is for. But then again, people have said that Japan has no trials, so if you're guilty, you are guilty. No questions asked.
面白半分で試しにやってみたってやつも世の中にはいるからな。橋姫ひなぎこが当てはまるのかどうかは俺にはわからないが。
She may very well be that kind of criminal. If what she said back then was true, then that is.
何？どうかした？
So, what's up?
橋姫ひなぎこのことで何か思い出したことでもあったか？
No, so not really. I was just remembering the whole hostess club thing. And can't say I'm surprised to hear this.
そう。でもそうだよね。そんな声も漏れるよね。私たちも意外だったし。
そうだな。他にもいろいろつながりそうとなれば余計にな。いや、すまんな。時間をもらって。
ありがとう、話を聞かせてくれて。助かったよ。
But thank you for your help. No, thank you. I appreciate you trusting me enough to tell me these things.
私たちはこれで。何かあったらまた連絡をして。相談に乗れることなら乗るから。
それじゃ、またな。
So, see you later. See you later, and thanks again. I wave the two of them goodbye, and after they leave through the door, I hurriedly get out of my seat.
何？新しい注文？
So, more? No, so there's just something I need to take care of. I hope it does not trigger a response from Tsubasa.
要件？
Again? Okay, I'll get in touch later, so don't worry. It won't happen again this time. I say, looking straight into her eyes.
そう。わかった。
Okay, I get it. I doubt she thinks I'm lying. And despite her obvious reservations, she nods. Okay, so I'll let you go. Okay, so see you later. And I leave the store and head straight to my destination. And if my theory is correct, but there's one issue, so will I make it in time? It's no use thinking about it. I need to go and find out. And I feel like Ibuki-kun is acting strange again. No, so scratch that. He's definitely acting strange. However, I think I know what he is trying to do. He's trying to help me. But I don't know why. So this is all of my responsibility. I'm just cleaning up my own mess. So, creating the program, finishing all my shifts here, and they are all excuses. And with each passing moment, I grow more certain of it. And I imagine them consoling me, but shake the image out of my head. So I need to go through with it. I won't run away anymore. So in the meantime, I keep working, and I can't trouble them anymore. And that's the only thing keeping me strong. And I say to myself, trying to drill it into my mind. Otherwise, I'm going to end up clinging onto them. I need to make the program to erase myself, and doing so will be very hard, but dragging things out is akin to torture, I realize. And if he tried to comfort me right now, I know I will break down. Even though I'm glad to be alone, I feel extremely lonely. I want to be together, or with Rino-kun more. I want to spend more time with Ibuki-kun. Oh, I see. Of course, I don't regret having experienced it. And the days I spent in Rino-kun's body, and the days I spent with Ibuki-kun, I loved every moment of it, even though they're just memories I was never meant to have. I'm grateful to have experienced this happiness, even if only briefly. I was, but it was not what I expected. And still, that's the only wishful thinking. There was never any real meaning in this. So I should go, and it's the right thing for me to do, and I fully believe that. But somehow, thoughts of the future keep assailing my mind.
PARQUET.
Okay, so going tonight. Okay, so where is Kanato? I go back to the place where I was bound and beaten. So, Hashihime's lab. There you go, so the place where Hashihime-san said she had her workshop. And maybe there's some clues here. Though they might have been taken by police as evidence. Perhaps searching this room is pointless. But I realized one thing.
キャバクラの一件は覚えてるよね。ドリームダイブの。あの一件にも橋姫ひなぎくんが関係してたらしいんだよ。
So, once again, she was part of it.
店の経営じゃなく、例のシステムの方でな。
And given its relation to Kido-san's memories, there can be no doubt of Hashihime's involvement. But her arm has nothing to do with people having their visual information tampered. And that's not her area of expertise. Also, one more thing. So back when I spoke with Ibaraki-san to find an answer,
私には技術的なことはわからない。
so I don't know much about this.
専門的なことなんて聞いてもわからないから。ごめん。
Hold on, I went too fast, so let's hear Reno again.
ワークログ画面。専門的なことなんて聞いてもわからないから。興味もなくて。
Okay.
私にわかることは、2つの実験を受けたってこと。
So, 2 experiments.
一つは木戸翼の移植、もう一つは容量の増強。
So, what about the other one? Capacity augmentation. It is difficult to fit 2 whole personalities into one brain. So it makes sense that they had to perform procedures to increase the capacity of hers. But Kido-san's original research was not for the purpose of grafting herself onto another person. She wouldn't have needed to research how to increase the capacity of a human's brain. Which means that... So, a different research was used for the second experiment. And not to mention, there was no precedent for it before that. No matter how involved Kido-san was, her health could not have been good enough to see all of this through. However, it is hard to believe that Hashihime-san could have laid the groundwork and done all the research herself either. She was just someone with a BMI prothesis. In her own words, Kido-san was the one who taught her everything. She had no reason to lie in her position. So it would only stand to reason that she had a collaborator. Okay, so some accomplice. However, the police mentioned nothing about cracking an accomplice. If one exists, then they're still at large. Which means that maybe there's some kind of clue left here. So Hashihime's arrest was an unforeseen blunder. So there could very well be some evidence pointing to her collaborator still left in here. Assuming she had one, of course. And this might help me figure out how to solve Kido-san's condition. It may be just wishful thinking, but I can't leave any stone unturned. So I'll inform Ibaraki-san that I'll be focusing on this.
ねえ、リナちゃん。伊吹くんの様子はどうなの？
So how is he?
ちょっとぶり返したみたいで。
He's still sick.
大したことはないですけど、念のために。
But he's okay.
それに、伊吹くんの仕事は力仕事も多いですから。
そっか、わかった。お大事にって言っておいて。
はい。
Okay. So I'm forced to lie. It hurts, but I can't explain the situation to her. I need to take this pain and accept it. Ibuki-kun's doing this because of me too. He's working hard for me. I'm the one who brought it all up, yet I can't help. I can only watch and pray. And it hurts being so useless.
でも、撤 介することもできない。
So I've been alone for so long, and living day after day on the force of apathy alone, so I was not afraid of dying. It would be a relief, in fact, and that's why I agreed to participate in the experiment. But the unthinkable happened. I gained something I don't want to lose now. But we can't talk directly. But that experiment allowed me to meet Tsubasa-san. And living with her reminded me of what really matters. Every day was fun, and I made daily reports to her. I would complain, she would teach me, or I'd be getting mad at her overeating too much calories. Well, at that point, she started to feel like family.
どっちが姉なのかはよくわからないけど。
So who's the real older sister?
でもやっぱり
Maybe her.
私が妹なのかもね。
She's always the one helping me, giving me advice. I don't want to say goodbye to her. Well, not yet. And I was lucky to meet someone I could call family, and I don't want to let go of this. I just know that I've probably used a lifetime's worth of luck, and I don't want to let it go to waste.
だから私は諦められない。
But I won't give up. If I do, I know I'll regret it forever. If I lose something, irreplaceable. And I know the pain that the cause full well.
話したくない。
I'll apologize to Ibuki-kun later. I should not have put so much responsibility on his shoulders. Well, after all, Tsubasa-san is not the only one I don't want to lose, and I'll apologize as many times as I need to.
これからも一緒がいいから。
I don't want to let go of anyone.
PARQUET.
Okay, so how is it going for Kanato? So it's gotten late, and my search continues without very much fruit. And I rub at my bleary eyes and look up at the ceiling. Wait, so was Hashihime-san working solo after all? Or did everything got taken away by the police? No. I shake the incoming fears out of my head, and I'm not about to give up now. I need to remind myself of what's at stake here. So rather than worrying, I need to help or keep the search up. But at that moment, I hear the patter of approaching footsteps. They're faint, but definitely coming this way. I turn off the lights, crouch in a corner and wait. And it's hard to see in the dark, but looks like a man coming into the room. And he slowly creeps in. I doubt he's law enforcement. And this is the point where I begin to think that my hunch was right. So I hold my breath and focus my attention on the mystery person. And the black figure goes to the back of the room and crouches down. And then he thrusts something like a stick into a hole. And it seems like the spot was used as a secret hiding place. He uses the stick as leverage to uncover a hole and then takes a memory cube from it. And it must be part of the research. I imagine it's important enough for him to keep or want to come and collect it.
くそ、あの女、いきなり警察になんか捕まりやがって。
So that person.
くそ、くそ。
I stealthily sulk my way behind the grumbling man.
Huh?
Wait. He looks back, finally noticing me. But before he can do that, I push him down and pin him on the ground.
なんだ。
Hey,
やめろ。
hey,
警
so
察、警察なのか。
stop. I'm not a cop.
警察じゃないなら何なんだよ。
Wait, who are you? Well, I need to ask you something.
はあ、知るか。話せ。
Well, just let go of me. I can't do that. You worked with Hashihime Hinagiku, right?
なんなんだよお前。
Wait, how do you know? I restrain the man and get away from him, and then I turn on the lights and stand facing him. Okay, so I'll stop here for this episode, and I stretched it because I wanted it to end on this scene where Kanato finds some researcher working for Hashihime. So we'll see what this man has to say to Kanato. So Kanato is not happy that Tsubasa has decided to erase herself, the fact that she feels that she's impeding on Rino's life. But for Kanato, I want to be with both Rino and Tsubasa. Well, actually, Iraki-san and Kito-san. So we'll see how it goes and what solution Kanato will find, and I'm expecting one more episode for the main route of Parquet. So with that in mind, I'll see you later.